and I had to share that cab with that stripper for like half an hour, and none of us said anything. And I swear to God, that cab driver, the look on his face through the entire thing, it was just like if he had been witness to a robbery. He just didn't want to get in on it at all. Didn't know what had happened.
Oh.
But I did get a fuse, so I had electricity in my apartment for when I came back, and that was good.
How much was the cab trip?
Oh, I don't even want to think about it, man.
Cab trips are really expensive in Denmark.
I was drunk and I don't remember, but
you don't want to get into that.
Like most of my paycheck for that month.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Like the thing is, we don't actually have proper cab service. We have private cab businesses where you call them up and they will pick you up, sort of. So it's extra expensive.
That sounds terrible.
Like at that point, I didn't care. I just wanted to get home and get away from that whole situation, which I'm sure you understand.
He was probably up really late at night, so like around midnight-ish or further. Because wow, is it just me or does the blob look really weird? Oh wait, that's like a radiant, isn't it? Yeah.
No, that's a bunny.
Well, it just looks really weird up close.
It does.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be viewed up close.
No, it just kind of looks freakish. And like, oh my god, what did you do to yourself, the blob? But okay, yeah.
It's a 3-polygon model.
Yeah, with a really creepy face, and everything's black.
I am the greatest video game player in the history of the internet. Welcome back to the Blob.
Oh yeah. Well, we're talking about taxi fares, electricity, and light bulbs.
Yes.
Also fuses.
It's a good time.
It's a good time.
But what I was trying to say before I distracted myself, well, the thing is, when it's like our bus system and train systems are very, efficient, but if it gets somewhere around 10 o'clock to midnight, yeah, it's gonna take a while if you want to go anywhere, like several hours.
So I
yeah.
don't know if you guys know who Michael Moore is.
I do.
Yes,
He's
I do.
The documentary dude.
Yeah,
I don't remember if it was him. I think it was. But there was some documentary, I think it was about Denmark. Basically, he's a guy who capitalizes off of, like, saying the US is the biggest piece of shit country in the world.
Conspiracy theory.
Yeah, that sort of garbage.
Yeah.
I believe he released a documentary on why Denmark is the best country in the world ever, and why we should all follow Denmark by example.
Has he ever been to Denmark?
Yeah, he went there to film the documentary after deciding it was the best place in the world. I don't actually remember.
It's because people smile a lot.
I didn't see him here, so I gotta say I think he's lying. This is a very small country. Everyone knows everyone.
Everybody's pretty much assholes to each other, and we accept that. Like, in America, if you bump into someone, usually people apologize. Here, they'll, like, glare at you.
No, okay, that's
you are
like,
thinking of Canada.
That happens in, like, one city in the U.S.
Seattle?
Maybe.
No,
I don't know,
Seattle.
like, when I've been over to the U.S., people are way more polite than over here. Like, holy crap, it's like a different world.
Okay, so let me just
People
say,
have
you can be more polite than a turd and still be complete bad shit. Right?
But like,
you can be more
to
polite,
me,
but you're still not polite.
But, like, to me, coming from Denmark, that's like, wow, that's scary that people don't just, like, it's just scary how you people in the U.S. act. You're actually sometimes polite to each other.
Maybe when Michael Moore went to Denmark or whatever, he was, like, treated... He only had, like, the exquisite service where people were paid to be polite. So they put in the minimum effort, and he's like, okay, this place is cool. I like it.
Or maybe it's just because people knew that maybe it's just because people knew they had the camera on.
Look at that pro speed trick.
Yeah.
Oh, you just fence jumped. Didn't even wall jump, you fence jumped.
Look at that. 2 and 1.
So
got a silver medal for that. Wow.
Pro Blob
no
speedrunners do the fence jump.
I think that is actually kind of a tactic because you can get up to a lot of places real quick.
Yeah, the wall jump, the sort of wall jump in this game is completely broken. If you can actually get the waggle to work.
You can get like a speed boost.
You really can't ever. but
No.
Can you like sequence break? Can you go out of bounds?
No, there's
you
invisible
can't
Do the
walls.
fence jump?
You can?
yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't
When
know
I,
that.
you
when I
found
was
that off
researching
yet?
this low percent stuff, I found a lot of random weird glitches.
Okay.
I've already
I
recorded
thought-
the entire game, so I won't ever show them off. But
Okay.
Oh man.
No, I thought they
Bonus
just put
video.
invisible walls
Bonus
around
video.
everything.
I want to see you going out of bounds.
I'm good at Zelda because you move super slowly, and everything's really precise.
You say that, yet I've seen Morpheal.
Yeah, that's why I quit, because I couldn't do it. Ugh.
Sorry, I had to remind you.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that bad. I've done worse in that game. It just
You
exhausted
say it
me.
wasn't that bad, yet I
Well, the
seen
thing
you
that was
stream
bad
that.
about it wasn't. If I put in the extra hours, I could have done it. The problem
Yeah.
is it just you have to do so many tricks to get to the point where you're fighting Morpheal.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to do the vine clip, and you have to go through these hallways. If you fuck up the vine clip, you have to start over because you won't have
And then
enough
you have to
bombs
keep yourself
refill
from
air.
drowning.
It's-
Yeah, there's a lot of things you have to
This
do.
sounds very I want to be the guy.
yeah, that's what Zelda speedrunning
That's
is. It's
essentially what that sequence break is, more or less.
That doesn't sound enjoyable at all.
It's
Yeah, Dish
enjoyable
was-
if you like to see things broken and you're good at games. I'm a something awful goon. So I like the one. I'm the first one, but I'm not the second one. If you catch my drift.
Yeah. You like the one, but you don't like the other.
Yeah. I'm partially divided on Zelda speedruns.
Yeah.
I'm getting good at them over time. It's just that Morpheal, he moves in a random pattern.
Morpheal, he's
So,
not
I mean,
your friend.
The thing is that the Twilight Princess
Isn't
was
that the
not
guy
designed
from
to
the
be this.
Matrix?
You're doing a water boss without water armor.
Excuse me,
Essentially, he's at risk of
isn't
drowning.
Morpheus the guy from the Matrix?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
But
fight
this
a-
is
he doing?
Morph
What's
Eel.
he doing in? Oh, okay. I just misheard you.
It's
then.
an
Sorry.
eel. It's not.
Also,
it's not
it's
the God
a
of
Shadow of
Dreams.
the Colossus ripoff, boss.
Yeah.
Giant Shadow of the Colossus ripoff.
Oh
It literally
man,
is.
I remember. I had completely forgotten about that. I had like scraped that from my memory because that boss legitimately terrified me.
Really?
Just because I have a thing with big areas of open water and things being below you.
So you don't like being
So,
in the
are
Danish
you talking
waters,
about
then?
Twilight Princess or Shadow of the Colossus?
Shadow of the Colossus, that
Right.
fucking water
Oh.
snake.
Well, I mean, it wasn't ripped off that boss entirely. It was just, I mean, they ripped off the style of Shadow of the Colossus,
Yeah.
how the game looked. Like they even played the very rip off Shadow of the Colossus music while fighting it too.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't
I'm-
rip off the boss mechanic directly.
I'm not even gonna lie, like San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. If I somehow like jumped out of a plane at the wrong spot and just ended up on the ocean, I pretty much just had to close the game because I couldn't
Wow.
handle that. It was just too much.
Like I know I have problems with Vertigo, and especially Vertigo in games like I don't know if you played Dark Souls.
I haven't. I guess
Oh.
I can't afford it. So.
Yeah.
I'm sort of decided at this point that everybody keeps on telling me to play Dark Souls that I am not going to play it just to piss them off.
No, well, I never
Like-
told you to play Dark Souls.
Yes, you did.
Did I?
Yes.
I could've sworn I haven't. Either way, go play Dark Souls.
I would love to play it, but like even with that 15% off goon doing his thing in SA Mart, I don't think I can afford it.
Mm.
Wait,
Isn't it like $30 on Steam?
Probably, but that's still
Yeah.
like that's enough money for me to eat for 5 days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. I mean,
Well, eating
Oh.
is enjoyable.
yeah. I mean,
But yeah, I don't know if you've heard of this, but there's a guy in SA Mart who like he has tons of Steam wallet money, but he needs actual real life money, so he will like you can buy any game on Steam for 15% off through him.
wait. So
I
he'll
don't
just
know.
waste the Steam wallet money?
Yeah, because he needs actual real life money to pay his bills and shit. So he'll like you pay him 85% of what the game costs, and he'll buy it with his Steam wallet and give it to you.
Can this means we can stack discounts, right?
Yeah, just
Well,
whatever
yeah,
he,
that means you can
whatever
stack
he has to
discounts.
pay for the game, whether
Yeah,
it's on sale
they'll
or
give
not.
you WoW.
And he also does like TF2 items and shit. It's pretty cool.
Well, that's bad anyway. But whatever.
Well,
I'll look
yeah.
it up. It actually looks pretty neat.
Yeah.
I love that his entire plan would be defeated if you could just get refunds from the Steam wallet.
Yeah, but you can't.
How did you get so much Steam Wallet money?
I don't know. I didn't ask, but like
Maybe that's what the problem was. He spent all his money on the Steam wallet. And he's like, shit, that's right. I actually need to eat. God damn it.
I will bet you anything. He was one of the earliest adopters of Bitcoin. It's the future, you see. If I ask,
what's Bitcoin again?
Oh, don't.
I've heard of it
you're
before,
not
but I'm not
turning-
sure what it is.
that's a big, long discussion that
We're
would take
not
up the rest of
turning
the
this video
video.
into
Just
Bitcoin.
suffice to say, Bitcoin is an electronic currency that is really fucking dumb.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I'll have to say the technology is cool. The culture and community behind Bitcoin is really not.
Oh.
Because it's lauded for being like this currency that like is anonymous and decentralized. Like when you ever see like a Bitcoin video, they say no bank can take it over. It's entirely decentralized. So that
I've heard
literally
the words
means it's being used to launder
non-fiat
money.
being thrown around a lot, and I still don't know what that means, but apparently it's a good thing in the eyes of Bitcoin people.
All U.S. currencies, because people actually depend on them for stuff. If a bank goes under, the federal, the U.S. government will pay banks and say bail them out. So it's backed by something.
Okay.
In this case, that's considered a minus because that means the government is involved somehow. So
And they did 9/11, so they can't be trusted.
Well,
Right.
yeah, you gotta stick it to the man.
Yeah.
That's what this game is all about, after all.
So literally what this means is because it's not tracked by the government and it's anonymous, it's being used to buy illegal drugs, child porn, and launder money across lines.
Oh man,
Wow.
I remember this. I'm not going to tell you who, because he might not. Either he would be really proud if people knew about this, or he would not want them to know. But there's a goon who told me that he found this Bitcoin drug site. It was on Tor, so you couldn't be tracked. But and he just made posts saying, "Hey, I have all these drugs for sale," and he made fucking 20 bitcoins, which is the equivalent of which was the equivalent of $150 at the time. And he just deleted them all out of spite, because the way Bitcoin works is if you delete your wallet file with money in it, that money is just gone from Bitcoin. You have destroyed it, and it can no longer be acquired by anyone.
Wow.
Right.
And he hated Bitcoin that much that he threw away over $100 just to do that.
Yep.
Just destroying, essentially taking $100 bill and just burning it.
Well, I mean, the thing is that since there is $100 that somebody paid someone,
Oh yeah.
the money is going to get recirculated back into the economy. The actual real money, not the toy Bitcoin money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not really that money was lost.
No.
Somebody
But
paid
Bitcoins
him
were.
a bunch
Bitcoins
of,
were, and that's a good
Yeah,
thing.
Bitcoins are forever lost.
Right. In fact, estimated that around a fifth to a fourth of the entire Bitcoins that have ever been created are lost forever.
Oh, that'd be... Yeah, that's a terrible concept when you think about it, just because...
There's also,
oh no, my computer burnt down or something. Welp.
Yep.
The way bitcoins are generated too, there was it's an exponential function.
Yeah.
That and so that means the other way around. I don't remember what the proper word is, but the longer you go, the longer it takes to make them.
Oh, hey.
And at some point, there's an actual roof on how many can be generated, and it's just when you get to that roof, that's all the bitcoins there will ever be. You're done.
Right.
Huh.
Which is a terrible system for a currency.
It is. Also, I noticed it does have a unique animation we get electrocuted, and apparently the blob has bones. Who knew?
Holy shit! He
has bones.
a bone.
No, he has a rib cage and stuff too.
Depending on which angle you're looking at him from, he either has just a skull, or he also has a spine and ribs.
Yeah. Also, it does have a unique animation. Huh.
I was just going to say, he's wearing, one of those, skeleton shirts. You know what I'm talking about with those?
Yeah, I know. But how does he move? Because if his skeleton, stays in the same position relative, to, the ground and all, how does he move?
He's paint.
I actually
He
have
just
a
rolls
better
his paint
question.
around.
How does he move without muscles? Because that's the reason why you have
He's
bones.
paint. He just rolls his paint around.
But then why does he have a skeleton?
Yeah. Why does he have bones?
Because that's what every living creature has. How can you have
No.
a living creature without bones?
Insects have exoskeletons.
That's what he has.
No.
He could have
An exoskeleton is the
If it was
bones
an
on the
exoskeleton,
outside.
we'd be able to see it without him having to be electrocuted.
Yeah.
No.
Spiders have exoskeletons. It's just
Exo
that-
means on the outside.
Yeah.
Yes,
External.
but he has paint covering his outsides. Like, people have fur.
But
But that's fur is not bones. That's the difference.
Right, but you can have an exoskeleton that's covered in fur, right?
But what's
No, you
inside
can't
the
really.
briefcase?
Ladies and gentlemen, I think you need to stop listening to Dish here and listen to the obnoxious sound of my voice, and just what you all need to do is you need to make a petition site telling Dish that he's wrong right now.
By the
Slow
way, I'm
beef.
just making
Slow
garbage
beef.
up. Just
Make
to
a
keep-
poll. Edit the thread. Make a poll.
Yeah.
Is suspicious dish wrong? And there's two options. One is yes, and the other is of course.
Thread
What's the
moderators,
comedy
rename
option?
Dish to I'm always wrong. Rename
So the comedy option is just going to put an animated GIF of Snoop Dogg doing the dance, and it's going to be the third comedy option.
No.
Yes. You know
Oh.
the dance I'm talking about, right?
No,
yeah.
I actually don't.
Yes, the one where he's like he does like a circle with his hand.
Oh,
Yes, the drop
okay,
it,
that
like-
one, I've seen
How
that
do
one.
you not
actually.
know that dance?
No, I know what you're talking about now that you've said the.
I don't
like,
think there
what
has
it-
ever been an ironic blingy GIF without that little bit
Yeah,
Snoop Dogg dance.
I
in
didn't
it.
know it was like he was trying to do a dance. That's all.
That's the drop it like it's hot dance. How do you not know that?
Because
Is
I
he
don't
still-
watch music videos. Okay.
Is he still calling himself?
Snoop?
Is he still calling himself Snoop Lion?
No.
Or is that over?
That was a gimmick. He's done with that.
Okay.
That didn't last long.
Yeah, I'm the reincarnation of Bob Marley. How you doing?
That's kind of a bold statement to make.
He knew exactly what the hell he was doing, which was getting,
getting-
the front page views on TMZ.
Yeah, he was getting attention.
It was
That's
the
it.
equivalent of PewDiePie. No, I'm not even going there. I'm not going to
No.
mention that full name. We already
Let's-
ruined one video. Not going to do it again.
Yeah.
Do you want to say some words about Okami, by the way?
Yeah, I've been recently playing it, and I have this thing like where you get really into a game, and suddenly it's like a lot of your attention is on that game, and people you talk to don't understand why you're suddenly all uppins about a game that's like 7 years old.
That happened with this when I first played this game.
Yeah,
It actually did.
like you know what I'm talking about with that. But the thing about Okami is that I am a person who, despite many people telling me to, I've never actually played a Zelda game, apart from like the first hour and a half of Ocarina of Time, because it was just incredibly boring to me and I couldn't get into it. And Okami, on the other hand, which I have been told is just a Zelda game with like a different skin.
Yeah.
Instead of
I haven't played Okami. I know I really should.
Yeah, and I got into that like immediately after like the intro sequence is a bit too long, but as soon as you get into gameplay, it just rolls and you want to keep playing because it's so cool. Like, do you know about the like a central gameplay mechanic?
I know that there's some. What I know about the game, pretty much the only thing I know about the game, there are spirit animals, and the central gameplay thing is painting.
It is, yeah. The thing is, you are a god. You are literally a god in wolf form. So
Okay.
you have this brush. Like at any time you want, you can freeze gameplay and bring up like a canvas that shows like a freeze frame of where the game was when you started pressing the button, and then you can draw on that canvas with a brush and make shit happen. You can like draw a straight line to make like a power slash that like cuts through enemies or rocks. Or you can draw a bomb, and then a bomb appears where you drew it, and blows shit up.
So the other thing I realized is that this originally came out for the PS2,
Yes,
which doesn't make any sense to me.
I have it on the PS2, and I gotta say, it feels very natural to use the brush. It's not like pretty much not awkward at all. It works very well.
I have no
Okami
idea
is-
how they could do that then.
With thumbsticks.
They did. You have like the left analog stick controls the brush, and then when you press square to like put the brush down and actually paint.
Yeah.
And if you think it's going too slowly, you can hold down X as well, and that makes the brush move a lot faster.
But it doesn't
Makes
seem
sense to
like,
me.
you know what I mean when I say something like cursors in games with analog sticks?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a good example.
There are no real good examples
I
with
mean-
cursors.
A lot of...
Yeah.
I can't even think of a game that has a cursor. The only thing I
Like,
can think
again-
of is like the menu screen of Mario 64.
Yeah.
Logically, it shouldn't work, but it does. It totally does. And I've seen I've seen gameplay of the Wii version, and I would honestly prefer the PS2 version because it seems a lot easier to handle.
It seems like it should be a DS game to me is the thing.
There is a sequel for the DS.
Oh.
I didn't know they made a sequel.
Have you
They
played it?
did. I haven't played it, no,
Okay.
because I don't have a DS.
Oh.
But yeah, it's just Okami is. I have never played a game that was so polished, where everything just felt right.
I mean... I can't think of many games either that just feel... You're right. A lot of games lack polish. Ocarina of Time, I think, is a great game, but you're absolutely right.
Oh, yeah.
That the first hour is absolutely atrocious if you don't know
Yeah,
what
the
you're
first
doing.
hour is terrible.
They're
It's
trying to get used to the game, trying to get used to the thing, and they throw
well, it's
in...
also partially because this is the first Zelda in 3D, so they're using a completely different control scheme and all that, whereas the other Zelda games had been in 2D. So
They got it mostly right. They haven't changed a lot of things for
Yeah.
future games.
Can I just quickly before we run out of time say, Okami is not perfect. You have a little a company helper dude who I guess is equivalent
Naughty.
to the fairies in Zelda,
Yep.
and he is sometimes way too happy about blatantly telling you the solutions to puzzles, which is kind of a bummer.
Do you know what that is?
No.
That's somebody getting stuck in playtesting near the end of the game, and them saying,
Yeah.
fuck, 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 fuck.
No, but it
We
happens
gotta
all the
fix it.
time, and it's super annoying.
Yeah.
And but other
Oh.
than that, the game is great. If you had an option to turn him off, the game would be perfect.
or just an option where he pops up once and says, "I can give you this hint now if you really want help," and then you have to manually talk to him to get the hint.
Alright, so next time, what we did today is we painted this town. And
And
now
turn
we're
off
going to
the
go up
electricity.
and get on this bridge.